I-shaped valley, different. See the difference from maximum and the minimum. See the maximum peak and the minimum height. So sometimes depth of the valley is as deep as 2 kilometers sometimes. So this is, but in Shivalik it is not like that. Now come over to the Greater Himalaya, 6,100 meter average height in Greater Himalaya. You know, all glaciers, they make the U-shaped valleys, so they have the lesser distance. So this is all Greater Himalaya. Greater Himalaya looks like this. So all the peaks, it is in conical shape. And yesterday I said there are the peaks. Should I name the peaks? I may say this is Nanga Parbat, NP. Now if you come over to in Uttarakhand, which peak is there? I'm just giving the name of the peaks of Greater Himalaya from east to west. This is Kamet. Then beyond Kamet there is another peak here. What is the name here? Nanda Devi. Beyond Nanda Devi it is Dholagiri in Nepal. Then it is Annapurna, and this is Makalu. This is Gosai Than, and this is beyond Gosai Than. It is Gauri Shankar. Then this is highest peak. You can say Mount Everest. Then this is Makalu. Oh, sorry, this is Mansalu. Manasalu. And this is Makalu, and this is Kanchenjunga. So all these peaks are there. They don't have deep valleys and deep gorges because it is all snow covered. Erosion is, weathering is performed by glaciation only, and glaciers make basically U-shaped valleys and pyramidal peaks, conical peaks. So this is the maximum depth. Valleys are not there. So maximum depth of valleys used to found in lesser Himalaya, because in lesser Himalaya quantum of water, volume of water is more, discharge of water is more, velocity of water is more, and rocks are sedimentary, easy to erode, easy to break up. The chemical composition is there. Most of the rocks are sand, limestone or shale or sandstone, and the sedimentation also is present in the water. Sedimentation means stones are there, raw sand is there in the water. When sand strikes to the rock, it breaks it at faster speed. That's why shape of the valley is V-shape. In this, when we cross, sometimes we need to cross over the Himalayas. यहाँ से हमें यहाँ जाना है. How to go? We cannot cross the lofty peaks. Man cannot walk over. इसके ऊपर 3000 मीटर के ऊपर तो चलना ही बहुत मुश्किल है. So this is the limit. One more small graphical presentation I want to explain. The snow line. Snow line is a line. Sometimes we use the word snow line, vegetation line, timber line. These are the three different lines found in Himalayas. One is the snow line, vegetation line, and the timber line. Snow means permanent snow, and उसके नीचे में vegetation. Vegetation means mosses, lichens, ferns, seasonal grasses. They are the vegetation, but not the timber, not the trees. And below this, trees used to form. So with increasing height, we find different nature of trees. So here it is like this. If we come over to this snow line, let me construct one graph. May I clean it? Okay. इसको यहाँ से साफ कर. Suppose if I construct, this is West Himalaya, western part. This is Eastern Himalaya in northeastern part. Our snow line moves like this, 3,800 to 4,200 meter. 3,800 meter. This is snow line. Snow line in Himalayas is not plain. ऐसे चलनी चाहिए ना snow line, तो snow line should move. But in eastern side, snow line is moved at the more height. And in western Himalayan, snow generally found, permanent snow line found at 3,800 meter only. Why it is so? Asim, why this variation is there in the snow line? ऐसा क्यों है? Because of? No. Snow height तो कुछ भी रहे. Why snow line on same line, same height? ये east में जाएंगे तो snow ऊपर मिलती जाएगी. इसके ऊपर सब snow है. यहाँ क्यों नहीं है snow in eastern part? Question is this: why snow is not found in this height? You know, all the young boys and girls, Western Himalaya is on more latitude. This is closer to equator. Eastern Himalaya is closer to equator. It is closer to ocean, closer to tropical air masses, closer to tropical wind circulation. There are the different tropical cyclones which used to originate from the Bay of Bengal. They have high temperature because this area is the warmer area. And this area is comparatively colder area. Why it is colder? Western Himalaya is located in the interior of the continent on high latitude. It is in the influence of the westerlies. Cold westerlies, frozen blizzards, they yield snow. This area receives snowfall, this area receives rainfall, and it is in the impact of the tropical cyclones. So it is having the western side have the continental location, number one. Continental location. This is closer to insular location. This is high latitude. This is low latitude. Closer to equator. Closer to equator. And this is having snowfall. Snowfall region. This is rainfall region. So they have the temperate cyclone. This is in the zone of the temperate cyclones. This is in the proximity of tropical cyclone. This is a common question asked everywhere. Why the snow line is not equal in eastern side and western side? I hope you can locate. So the variation is, this is almost 35 degree latitude, this is 25 degree latitude. Approximately 35 degree north. This is approximately 25 degree north. 10 degree latitudinal variation is there. So the temperature is varying. So eastern Himalayan system is warmer than the western Himalaya because of higher temperature in eastern Himalaya. Snow line is also up. ज़्यादा गर्म होगा तो बर्फ ऊपर चली जाएगी ना. It will melt. Are you getting my point? Yes, sir. This is important to share. So this is the one. Now, I was talking about the different passes in Himalayas. So there are the different passes, how to cross over the Himalayas. Passes are basically, I constructed some valleys like this. If we want to cross over, we generally used to enter to this side, enter in the valley and reach on the other side of the mountain. So passes are basically human traditional passages to cross over, because snow के ऊपर से कैसे cross करेंगे? So these passes, everywhere we don't have the passes. So in such condition, we have fixed certain passes. Either they are formed by the rivers, by downward cutting of the rivers. There are the two type of river system in Himalayan system. One is the genetic river system and one is the superimposed river system. Basically there is a river system that is called antecedent drainage system. Antecedent means antecedent, just antecedent drainage. Suppose this is a river, ये river है. Suppose this landmass started uplifting, क्या होगा? Suppose this landmass uplifted like this, what happened? River will maintain its passage, its path. Valley will get deeper, but river will maintain, because of the downward cutting by the river. If it further uplifted, river also maintain its passage. So earlier Himalayan, any place, if a landmass is like this, narrow small river valley, when it uplifted, river cut it downward and the deep valley formation takes place. So several rivers which originates from Tibetan plateau. Sangpo is there, Indus is there, Satluj is there, Kosi river is there, Gandak river is there. So these rivers, basically 5 major rivers which originates from Himalayas, Tibetan plateau, they cross the Himalayas. ऐसा तो नहीं है कि ऊपर चढ़ के नीचे उतरती हो. Because they have maintained their passes, they have maintained their course. It means these rivers are older than the upliftment of Himalayas or the formation of Himalayas. So this type of river system are known as antecedent drainage system, and these antecedent rivers provided passages to cross over the Himalayas, and we have constructed the roads here, and we move parallel to the river and reach on the other side of the mountain. Getting my point? So this provides several passages. Let me give a list. Do we have a time today? थोड़ा सा time है? अभी क्या time हुआ? Oh, so I was late by 5 minutes, so I'll take 5 minutes extra. इसके बाद आपकी कोई class है? No. Yes, sir. Oh, practical is no problem. Actually, my class is here, so some students are waiting outside. Let me give you a list of some important passes. Tomorrow I will explain how they formed, where they are located. You just write down the list of the important passes of Himalayas. Like Jammu and Kashmir, you can say passes. Jammu and Kashmir. La means pass, route. Burjil Pass. There is Khardungla, Changla, HP, Himachal Pradesh. You must be knowing a pass called Rohtang Pass, Bara, Lacha, and the most important is Sipki-La. Write some more name of Uttarakhand. Thagla, Mana Pass, Neti Pass, and the Lippu Lake Pass. So many passes in Nepal also, but let me write some two passes of Sikkim also. Sikkim is Jelepla and the Nathula. These are some of the important passes. I'll discuss only these few passes of Himalayan and the adjacent region, and I'll continue it tomorrow. So now, thank you very much.